Here
You know what time it is. Marvin Devine, Hoover, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. Like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, Axel, and Hoover, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Win game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing.
All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, episode 129. We are back with another episode, another Thursday, another episode as we kick off June 1st. It's the 1st of June. We're into a new month here. We just thank you guys for supporting. As always, to start, me and George up top. We're your hosts for the evening. I'm Steve Ushler. Joined alongside me is my friend and co-host, George Mecaj. And I also want to welcome George, I'll let you introduce here. I'll let you introduce Mike over here, man. Introduce Mike, man.
No doubt, bro. We got my man Mike LS, Mike Less, aka my man Mikey K, and he's the man to know, bro. Also known as the Two Chicks and a Schmuck podcast. And we got thank you so much for joining us, bro. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. It's good. It's great to be here. I love you guys.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to have you on. It's a pleasure to have another fellow podcaster on too and do a collaboration.
Time.
For sure. Pleasure to have a fellow podcaster on here. We've had one or two before, but this is it's not super often we have another podcaster on here, so it's a pleasure to collaborate.
Awesome, man. Sounds good. So let me ask you guys a question.
Sure.
What do you guys do? What do you guys do for a living?
So I work in finance. That's what I like. I'm a financial analyst for a living. And then George, what do you work in you actually work in the nightlife? Right, George?
Well, yeah, Mike knows me. I do the nightlife thing, obviously the podcasting. I do a little things on the side too. Do some as an administrative assistant. Also for those who mostly, for a small as well. Club. I know Mike for about a year and a half now. He's a tell. I work at the Lilas, but Mike and he does a podcast, so we kind of wanted to bring Mike along and do a little free flow show. Look at some of the ups and downs, perks, and cool things of the nightlife. And
ups and downs.
Stories of the podcast. I actually heard a couple episodes. Yeah.
For sure.
Unfortunately, we had to take all of our episodes down.
So we heard a couple episodes.
Yeah, we had to take them all down, and we had to revamp we have to rewrite the whole script on everything, and we had a couple of one of the girls decided to leave, and she wanted us to take down the podcast, so we had to. Unfortunately, we had some really great interviews. We had Danny Diablo, we had Kenneth Masters, good personal friend of mine. Like, I still personally think he's one of the best MCs ever come out of Philadelphia. And Danny Diablo, I mean, it hurt to take all those down, but we had to take them all down and basically to start all over again. But yeah, it is what it is. That's the business. My suggestion to anybody who wants to do a podcast is make sure you get everything in writing.
It's flagged, but
Exactly. That's important. It's very important. I want to shout out your I want to shout out your podcast too. So it's called Two Chicks and a Schmuck, right? Is the name of the podcast?
I have two girls and a schmuck. Two girls and one schmuck.
Two girls and one schmuck. All right, cool. Because I'm gonna put that in the comments below so people can see it.
Yeah, we're gonna get ready to relaunch it about a month.
That was close. That was close enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna put that below so people can check out your podcast. For sure, I'll actually put it up on that's right? Two girls and one schmuck.
You got that right, yes, sir.
All right, cool. So that way, when you guys are revamped, guys, go check out Mike's podcast. We always like to shout out our fellow podcasters on here. George told me you guys had some pretty crazy interviews and stuff, so I'm interested to check it out. Like when you guys are back up and revamped.
Yeah, we the girls basically it's two dancers and me, the schmuck. It's
Go check
our investor. Our investor made us take down the first 7 episodes because they were out of control. So
that's interesting, man. That's interesting. It's talking some shit, man. It must have been good. The fact that they wanted to that it had to be taken down. It must have been.
Yeah. Matter of fact, one of the girls couldn't. Yeah. She got really fucked up and just kept talking and talking and talking. And
I heard about that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was really bad.
Girls,
but I'll let you guys hear it. You guys stop up to the club one night, and I'll let you guys listen to it. But I will not. Under advisement of our attorneys, they said don't put that out ever. I was all right. Got you.
Yeah, can argue with that for sure.
Absolutely not.
What made you get into podcasting? What was one of the things that made you interested in starting a podcast, creating a podcast?
Well, I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you guys about how it all came about, and I'm the only other person that knows this is Desiree, the girl who does a podcast with me. I died here at the club. I got stuck doing those shitty bootleg vapes that were going around. You guys remember all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That put me on the floor, and it killed me. Now, while I was in the hospital, I had this dream that me and my best friend, I called him my brother, were having a conversation about starting a podcast called Two Girls and One Schmuck. Well, actually, it was I said we should start a podcast around the idea of two girls in a cup. And he said, how about this? I have two girls and one schmuck, and you're the schmuck. And we laughed and laughed and laughed. And I woke up in the hospital bed and found out that he was gone. He passed. And that was it. I wrote it. I could barely write it down, but I wrote it. I scribbled it on a piece of paper. And then I bought the domain name, as soon as I was able to, rise out of the bed, you know what I mean? But that's how it started. And I actually had a dream that me and Desiree were, friends, and I had never met her before. And boom, there she was. She just showed up one day, and I said, "Holy shit, we're gonna be best friends." We've been best friends ever since.
Holy shit! That's almost like it was manifested, that she appeared in front of you.
Yeah, it's people say to me all the time, they ask her, "How can you be friends with him?" And she says, people say to me, "How can you be friends with her?" And we're like, "It's destined to be. It's written in the stars, man." She's one of the coolest chicks I've ever met.
That's how you know that podcast was meant to be. But that's crazy. It was a life altering experience that essentially led you to it. My condolences, and I'm sorry for your loss. No,
everybody. Listen. It was 4 years ago, and bless up. I appreciate the blessing, but I just want to get it out there. Everybody keeps asking me how I came up with the name. And that's how I came up with the name. You guys are the first ones I'm telling that to, other than Desiree.
That's awesome. Yeah, George had told me the name, and I was like, I'm assuming that you're probably the one who's the schmuck on there. I was like, I hear the two girls, and then the schmuck. I'm like, he's probably. Yeah, I was like, that's a funny name, man. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's it's like I said, we dreamed it, and there it is.
A little. Oh.
Yeah. Me and George, like on our side, it was just kind of it was during COVID, and it was like a lot of people were starting podcasts, right, George? Like it was during COVID, but a lot of people started them. There's some people that stuck with it, but a lot of people didn't because we started almost 2.5 years ago, and we watch a lot of we do a lot of we watch a lot of consume a lot of personal development content, so that's something that's big to us. And then on top of it, but this also, because we talk sports and stuff too, it's a very free flowing podcast, which means like we're not really like super niche focused, which is like the good thing about that is we can bring people on from all different walks of life, be able to talk about different things, which is great because it's very free flowing and very open. Some episodes people want to have like questions and have things written down, like they want to talk about. Other ones it's more just very, very free flowing, and I feel like the best conversations kind of come from those free flowing ones.
Absolutely. That's how it was with. I mean, oh my God, I'll tell you what, you guys have got to come down and I'll play the Danny Diablo. The Danny Diablo interview was like the best thing ever. And the fact that I can't publish it is just driving me nuts. It's like, he's one of the coolest human beings ever. And the fact that I can't put that episode out drives me up a wall, man. It's like our 5th episode, and it was just bananas. But you guys are more than welcome to come down to the club whenever you want, and I'll play it for you. You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it.
Yeah, absolutely, George. We gotta make a trip down there.
Yeah, just look at tits. Come down, look at tits and ass, and throw a couple dollar bills and listen to a podcast.
Sounds good, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We gotta come through.
Yeah, George
does. Steve to come out for a while. We'll do it. I definitely, because I want him to come around with Cozy to check out the Lilas and then check out just for business, nothing crazy. And then we can do the podcast from the studio. Have a great connection, bro. Because that's the whole thing, bro. That's kind of what we'll talk about, like the early stages, bro. How we got started, you got started, cool stories. Me and Cozy came a couple times there to see Mike, and he actually played with Danny Diablo. I actually heard the interview. It was a really dope one. I mean, Danny Diablo's that boy, and that was a good one. It's a shame that right now the copyright is going on behind the scenes, but hopefully we get it out there, man.
Well, I just hope that down the road we learned our lesson. And I'm telling you guys right now, cover your ass legally on everything you do. Everything you do, you'll be fine.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's like, and that's very important too when you're monetizing and making money too, because you need to be covered for sure, or else, as an entity, it's important. For sure. Were you guys monetize it, or you guys just kind of shot the shit for like fun, just kind of fun, just like?
Well, we were. What we did was we used it to, we actually had a lot of interest in people advertising and marketing their products on the show after that, but after the proper release forms and contracts weren't signed, we couldn't do anything with it.
Right.
Beyond disappointing. I still can't believe, the monetary value was there and they just didn't, they decided to, I don't know, but this is what it is, and like I said, the K-Mass interview is just as good. Kenneth Masters came in the day after the Super Bowl, and he's talking some serious like sportsmanship shit. I've known that guy for last 20 years of my life, and he's still a huge sports fan, and that's a good episode too. But I can't play it because I'll tell you guys can definitely listen to it, but like I said, we had to take it down.
Right, it's tough. It's a challenging situation. Yeah, man, I'm curious to listen to some of these episodes because they sound like they'd be like really, really interesting. I think George, you were kind of talking about, what was it, the underground podcast scene? Was that like one of the things you wanted to talk about tonight?
Yeah. Basically, just a few things that Mike kind of mentioned a little earlier, like the scene. Like so, honestly, guys, as Mike knows, there were definitely people doing the whole D era radio scene, underground radio, probably like late 2000s, even before that, mid 2000s and early 2010s. But in the last like 6 years, I think the podcast scene underground has got bigger. And again, Mike, man, being in the area, he's been in the industry for like 25 years. Mike would definitely know. Like he knows the ins and outs, who comes in. There's a lot of celebrities, even in the clubs, like even Show and Tell. Trust me, there used to be a lot of like even back in the day, money used to come around. Big bears. Those that talk shit,
Yeah.
only talk shit because they can't compete, not because there's nothing going on there. They can't compete because they can't compete. They say, well, it's off, this and that, da da da. But trust me, bro. I mean, between like Risque Delilahs and Show and Tells, a lot of business, a lot of people come, and people just meet in from all walks of life, and it's more than just the sexualization of the whole thing, ass and titties and nice girls with cute feet and all this and that. It's the boulders that come there. You can meet people and start podcasts. Do some radio shows. I met people that do radio that come to the club, to Delilah's and to Show and Tell. So yeah, Mike will tell you, man, that happens very often. Yeah.
Yeah, it was yeah, it's absolutely. I think yeah, that's a lot of celebrities come through, and I can't say any of their names, but man, I actually got in trouble for posting that I had an autographed CD from somebody I found when I was cleaning one day, and they asked me to take it down. So yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm like, like
Legal
the
stuff.
celebrities come in and they have a good time.
Yeah, they just don't. They don't want them knowing like their business or who.
Exactly.
Who knows who they have in their life like that. They don't want like knowing that they're at like a club. You know what I mean? So it's like they got a wife or whatever, but like.
Or the guy lap dance from two girls, and the girls were buck
Exposing
naked and
information.
rubbing all over them and leaving
Yeah.
their stink all over them. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. So I feel like yeah, that's the stuff that they don't really talk about. But I was saying some of the other stuff like yeah, a lot of things that aren't talked about. I feel like in a podcast, some of the things you cover with the contracts and stuff. I think that's important. Like, if you're starting a podcast, like a lot of people really don't. They just think a microphone and like talking, but like. Once your podcast gets deeper and it starts getting recognition, it is important to have like those things behind the scenes. I think a lot of people don't know the business side of things that go into it, and that's the thing. Like,
oh yeah. Listen, we have it. We officially, as of today, we have an agent. We have a manager and everything else because I fucked up so bad, like not getting the proper paperwork done, and everybody got mad at me for a minute, and but yeah, the more legal you are with everything, the better off you are, and that's just how it is. I mean, like it as simple as like if you could just get someone that this is exactly what I was told today. If you just have them say I was on your podcast and you put the date next to it and you both sign it, that's legal enough. But it's the legalities of all of it. Really have to make sure your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted and blah blah blah. Yap. I mean, that's the only way you're going to end up having a good time is if you don't get stopped from having a good time.
Exactly. It sucks to like have like put in the time and then to have something taken down because of it, like you've experienced. So it's like I can imagine putting in the time and then
or taking the money out of your pocket to pay for it, and then like everyone's like, no, we're done. We're cool. We don't want to do it. You're like, oh wow.
exactly.
I spent 6 months of money on this. All right.
Exactly. It's like what the fuck.
Yeah.
Beyond what the fuck.
Beyond what the fuck. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
It's safe to say that you need to be kind of like equipped. You need to have the right people around you and understand what you're doing. And also in an era that, like Steve was saying, like that people never get mad at you. If you're doing good, though, you're top and all that. If you fuck up, though, you're the bad guy, this and that. Cancel culture, you gotta be careful what you post or how you can be misinterpreted because people can see it and say that, well, you're saying this, and you're like, no, this is the thing. It's two girls just getting drunk. But two girls getting drunk, and when you're sober, you're like, okay, the legality doesn't mix. You'll take that shit down. So you gotta be very careful, man. But you gotta entertain the crowds, and obviously we're here to have fun because we're kind of like we're just YouTubers now. So we again videos are kind of challenging goals. So we understand these things, but the masses might not. So it's good to explain these things. Yeah, definitely that.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Steve. You're saying something.
Oh no, yeah, I think you kind of hit what I was about to touch on. I was actually gonna say too, How did you? I don't think George. I don't think you ever told me. How did you guys like officially meet? Was it through like the nightlife scene, or did you guys meet somewhere else before that?
Nah, it was definitely through the nightlife scene. Cozy brought him down. A mutual friend, Cozy, brought him in, and we just hit it off. I'd be honest with you, I don't get along with a lot of people. I don't get along with a lot of people at all. People come in, I'm just like, yeah. We'll smoke up their ass. But George is like, he's like you, man. I like you off the bat. You guys are cool kids, and I just got along with them immediately, man. And I don't do that with a lot of people. Like Cozy too. When I met Cozy, me and Cozy just instantly clicked, and then we started talking. We realized we had the same friends. We had the same friends who go out and do whatever. They do this, do that. And they, they're known all over the city for whatever. George knows what I'm talking about. I don't want to get into it, but it's just like that's how I met him. I just like instant like friendship.
Exactly. Like sometimes you just hit it off right away. And I was gonna say like George, like fucking Cozy knows everybody. I feel like Cozy's like the connector. Cozy's the connector for everybody.
Yeah, he is.
Like
fantastic writer. He's one of the best writers in the city.
So Cozy's definitely a great guy. Obviously, a friend of ours. He's a legend. And yeah, Mike is kind of hit everything. Basically, we met like I said, like a little over a year ago, going on years now. But I think I've seen Mike before at Show and Tell, but I never really knew him. But Cozy obviously knew him, and he knows the owners. He knows Mike. Mike knows a couple guys that I don't want to reveal their nationality into and some names, but I'll just say some guys that big names out there. Some heavy hitter guys that you would want to talk a certain way. You know what I mean? So these guys and friends of ours. And in the industries that you start, bro, you just work. You just might do something on the radio. You might do a podcast. You might be at a club and people see you, and that's how you meet. So. Mike said it. We hit it off from the start. Became cool. Got his IG. We talked a couple times. I called him, asked him for a small favor to come through. He said, "Come on, we'll chill a couple nights with Cozy." And when I find out he has a podcast, oh bingo! But I'm gonna say it's easy. It's gonna be like easy cake war. We're gonna do some shows together. I'll come to your show. I asked Steve, and I did tell you, Steve, and that's how I started.
I love the whole idea.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had George through like working in the nightlife, like he's met people too. Like George, we had a former Philadelphia Eagles player come on here who's like who goes to Delilah's, like come on, but he came on a podcast. He was part of the Super Bowl team in 2004, like came on a podcast before. So it's cool who you can like meet through like opportunities like you don't even think you would know. But like I guess like a lot of like the high end nightclubs too, you'd be surprised who you meet. Because there's a lot of people, like you said, that go there that you wouldn't even know. Like behind the scenes, they go there. They go to a lot of these spots around the city.
Absolutely. I think I've met more. This is the place where I've met everybody in my life. I mean, everybody from tattoo artists to rock stars to hip hop artists to porn stars to hookers. Whatever. I mean, like This is what it is. It's a beautiful life.
Exactly. I was gonna say Cozy too, George. Where the restaurant where he works, I'm not sure where he works, but I don't know if it's Four Seasons or something. I don't know where he works, but I know that he's like met like AJ Brown from the Eagles, like at the restaurant and stuff. Like it's crazy. Like you work at a lot of spots throughout the city. Like people don't advertise that they're going to them, but like you just see them there, and it's like it's cool because like I know Cozy had a video with AJ Brown from the Eagles, and he was like, yeah. Like at I don't know where I don't know what Cozy works.
Cozy met celebrities. He met Meek Mill. He met Beanie Siegel. I think he's met like Danny Diablo in the past. He's met what's his name, the celebrity boxer guy. I mean he's met Ice-T, but Hazel Roche. Hazel, he's a celebrity boxing guy. You probably know him. Hazel, he's from Philly, from North Philly. He meets him at the hotel and he meets him at the restaurant downtown. Yeah, because he works a lot, like in this big, the restaurant business, hotel business, the whole customer service, like Four Seasons, the clubs, they all go hand in hand. Mike knows what I'm talking about, so it all kind of, connects. And then again, Mike and Cozy know each other for years, and Cozy knows the head of security at Delilah's for 30 years, 35 years. So it's like, it all adds up. We got a couple guys, a couple friends of ours, my man Pate or Greg, our boy Karate, a couple big names, that they're big guys, big hands and everything, so.
Oh yeah, also too, guys. Speaking of, I don't know if you guys heard recently.
So Steve.
Oh, what were we saying, Mike? Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna give a shout out to someone who passed. One of the guys who used to work at all the clubs back in the day. He recently passed. I can't remember what's his street name? Hold on.
Ernesto De Zero. Talking about Ernesto De
on.
Zero, the DJ.
No. Hold on one second.
No.
Beast. I'm an asshole idiot. Beast passed away. I'm gonna give him a shout out right now. He was a South Street legend for years.
I remember. I heard his name. Yep.
He brought us all up. I mean, back in the early 2000s, late 90s, if you wanted to learn about the business, you went to Beast and he taught you everything. And bless up. Sorry he passed, but Godspeed, man. Godspeed.
Yes, sir. Shout out. Rest in peace. Give a shout out.
Definitely a rest in peace shout out.
Yeah.
Condolences to Beast and his family. Rest in peace to Beast. Rest in peace to DJ Ernino. And yeah, guys, definitely, want to put our condolences out there for these guys. Those guys from the industry.
Condolences. I was gonna say either one of you could go, but I was gonna say working in the nightlife, amongst all the crazy shit that I'm sure both of you have seen, are there any stories that stand out? Like any crazy things that you guys have seen that stand out? I'm sure you've seen a lot of crazy shit.
I'll say something.
You go first.
Definitely stuff in the bathroom, guys getting fucked up. He's getting fucked up in the bathroom. Guys not knowing what they are. Guys falling asleep on the toilet to help them up, but you wake them up. They might not even be in them. Their pants might be kind of paused by a little down. Be like, yo, come on, man, get fuck out. You're fucked up. You're falling on your face. You're drunk. Girls going to run outside the club and fighting other girls, and a girl actually putting her pants down and going down and peeing. I've seen that. I've seen group fights, some big group fights that kind of whoa, damn. They're mobbing each other, destroying the car in a parking lot. I've seen other shit, all kinds of hits, of course, that even heard shootings. I've been in clubs out of town, in Jersey, New York, where there's been shootings. I heard shootings, so it's wild. It gets pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet.
I don't know if I should. You know what? I've been in the scene since before cell phones were around. So I don't know what stories I should really tell, but I can say somebody's famous. His wife came in one night and ended up basically fucking two of the girls in the booth, and yeah.
Interested. Like I said, you guys probably have a million things you probably see working at the clubs. I'm sure. Just in the past, going to clubs I've seen some crazy shit, and I haven't even been to a ton of them a ton of times, but you just see shit, and it's I can imagine you're working there all the time, the amount of shit you probably see.
Yeah, if these walls could talk, we'd all be going to hell, anyways.
Put up with a lot of stuff.
Exactly. And George, so Mike, at Show and Tell, what do you what do you do at Show and Tell?
I'm the babysitter. That's all.
Babysitter. All right. Babysitter. That's a good title.
I just make sure the girls, I just make sure the girls don't drink too much. I make sure that they, they stay out of trouble, and I make sure the customers treat the girls with respect and vice versa.
Yes, sir.
That's all I do. I make sure the money's right at the end of the night. Make sure the money's right before we start.
He's a counselor.
Yeah. That's a great word for it. Yeah, I'm. Everybody comes to me with their problems, and I give them solutions, and and I talk to them like they're my own kids, and blah blah blah, and things aren't that bad. You don't have to drink so much, and stuff like that.
Okay. It's a good word. Counselor, babysitter.
Yeah.
Good title. George, what do you do at Delilah's again? What's your
Steve, So I actually have seen. Yeah, I got you, bro. So I'm a bouncer at Delilah's. I'm security. Every now and then I bar back here and there, because they have a couple guys that do a little bit of both, but mostly security. I've been a bouncer there for roughly going on 2 years now. Like I said, I know Mike around just because I've been working there almost. Obviously, we're kind of like neighbors in a way because he's down the other kind of down the street, a couple miles down. So it's kind of like the whole industry. We all kind of have mutual respect. Most of the clubs do anyway. There's always rivalries. There's also a lot of respect and mutual respect, of course. And no, just to add real quick, I see what Mike does there, man. Mike just chills there, money handling, talks to the managers, the bosses. He's watching. They're coming in. Me and him night and just chill and fuck around and mess with the girls a little. Going there, we get some, a little lucky, because we're pretty, because we know Mike, of course. So we kind of like know how to maneuver, but we help out. We just chill there with Mike, whatever he needs from us, we got his back or whatever. We chill, see what's up to them. They work, bro. People come and they keep coming. They come and they keep coming, always. It never stops. And the Lawless is similar, but we're just a little bigger inside. And right now the crowd is big there, but it's slow everywhere. So just trying to, all of, even leaders, it's been a little slow. So we're trying to get back to the main groove, But it's nice, it's always pretty women, cool dudes, plugs you can meet, guys that could help you out, even mentors. You meet life mentors there, ballers, even at show and tell. People still go there to this day, like a lot of money makers now.
Yep. Yes, sir.
For real.
Yeah. No.
Like I said, you guys come on down whenever you want, and I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you guys when you come in.
Definitely. And if you ever want to,
Thank you.
Yeah, if you ever want to bring us on when you revamp your podcast for any of the stuff too, we'll definitely come out and support, and jump on.
Oh, it'd be fun.
Sure.
Be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
We'd like
I'll have to. It's been a little while since I've been to the nightlife scene, so I'd have to be interested to go down and see, because I know George has been trying to get me to go down to Delilah's for a while. He's it's him and you've been trying to get who else was it? Mario too, right? George, to go down for a little while.
Yeah, Marius. Try to ask you and Marius to go. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully
we covered
you guys out and have a good time, just to show and that's just a bonus.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to do that. Definitely. So I think George, how did you with Delilah's, you had started Cozy, you said Cozy knew the head of security there for 35 years, right? So I think that's how he got you linked in there. That's why I said I always see Cozy as a connector, because he's always connecting. Right, George?
Yeah. Basically, it was one night. Yep. One night we were at Delilah's. We went there, but it was still kind of COVID time. They were closing a little early, so they closed at 12. But we met some chicks there. Me, Cozy, and a few friends of ours, a group, 3 or 4 of us, maybe 4. We drove to a show and tell, and it was a little. I really went there before I woke up as a customer. And then there was a Canelo fight or something like that. The next week or 2, I went back there, but the guy was on vacation. I went back there. They brought me in for an interview. I got hired on the spot. I started 3 days later. And like I said, I met Mike around at the same time through Cozy. And basically, Cozy knew the guy that runs security at Delilah's, as well as the main guy above him. 35 years, the other guy for 15 years. And I was saying, Cozy knows a lot of people in the mix in the industry and all that. In this whole city, like you said, Mike, he's kind of a legend anyway. And we do things our own way too. We're becoming big time. They're oh, it's a guy from Delilah. So it's your network expands. You know what I mean? But more than just that, though, it's a good way to be out there. It's a good experience. You meet a lot of people. You make some money too, and we have some cool jobs. But like I said, it's ups and downs. There's a lot of things that go in between, and Mike could explain it better than anybody. Also, like you were saying, Mike, when I was kind of explaining it on the prom, and I told you, Steve, it's good to, you meet a lot of people in this game. Some are cool, some are just kind of just okay, some are just kind of full of shit or bullshitters. You got to differentiate the white ones and, try to get some networking with them and learn a few things and just, progress, You live as you learn. You just, it's an experience. But it's a crazy life. It's a crazy club scene, so. Yeah, back at you, Steve.
Absolutely. I was going to say, one of the things. Oh, sorry, Mike. What were you saying?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying, yeah, it is a crazy life, and if you're not grounded, you'll go crazy doing it.
Yeah, I was actually going to say one of the craziest things are probably about that type of lifestyle that people probably don't talk about is the hours, right? Because you're working like hours when people are sleeping a lot of times. Clubs close late, so like by the time you get home and stuff, it's like you're almost working like an overnight job. I'm like, what's that lifestyle? Like I worked overnight, not in a club, but for like 6 years, so it's a different lifestyle. Working those type of hours, you're not like standard like working like a standard 9 to 5 job. You're working overnight essentially by the time you get home, and I'm sure Mike, you're probably there to the end. You're making sure the money's right and everything, so it takes a little bit, and then you're by the time you get back home, it's like it's late, so it's like
I'm not
working
getting
overnight.
I don't even get to bed till between 10:30 and 11 in the morning. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
so yeah,
that's how it is.
yeah, it's a whole nother lifestyle.
The rest of the world's getting lunch, and I'm just heading to
You
bed.
see what I'm saying?
What's that? I was gonna say, like, what's that like? I mean, I kind of know because I did it, but like for like most people, like that never worked like overnight in their life, like they don't know what that's like. It's just different.
What's a little different what we do? I mean, we're surrounded by, we're surrounded by boobs and naked girls, so it's like it's easier. I mean, it's easier than like when I was younger, I worked at a gas station third shift, and that job sucked. But this job is like I'm surrounded by boobs. I mean, girls and boobs, and it's cool. It's all right. It's like boobs and money, boobs and money. Who doesn't love boobs and money? Especially in America. This is the American way, dude. Boobs and money. I mean,
Exactly. Nothing wrong with that.
exactly. I mean, listen. If more countries in this world were like America, we were allowed to do boobs and money. They were allowed to do boobs and money. Like if Russia had go-go bars like we did, there'd be no problems right now in Ukraine. You know what I mean? They'd be like,
True.
we're gonna go look at tits.
Exactly. Boobs make everything better.
Yeah.
Same thing with money. Boobs
and money. Like,
with the best one.
Who doesn't like boobs and money? Girls like boobs and money. Guys like boobs and money. Everybody likes boobs and money.
Exactly. We actually have a question from one of the people, Marius, that he wrote in.
Fact.
He said, question.
That's a fact.
Yeah, Marius says
we got a question.
Mike. He said, "What's one of the biggest challenges of run, essentially, I guess, running or like controlling a nightclub?"
Liquor costs. I mean, the biggest challenge for running a nightclub is keeping your liquor costs down and keeping your liquor costs at cost.
Word.
I mean that's the biggest that's the biggest gripe. Everything else is like falls into place, but like liquor costs is the key.
Wow. So that's interesting. So you said liquor costs. Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense. It's like I feel like altercation. Like I guess he was probably thinking like maybe like how often do you guys like see like some type of crazy like altercation like where you guys got to really like throw people out? Does it happen a lot, or is it like less times than you would really think?
Like once every couple months. It's like like I said, we're a different nightclub. Like like if you go to a it's not like it was back in the day. Like the crowd nowadays, like guys your age, are actually like really calm and docile, and they're really nice and they're respectful. Like my generation, we were a bunch of assholes. We'd go to a club and we'd start shit no matter where we were at or whatever, and that's just not there anymore. I mean, you guys are your generation's really cool, and that's what I love about your generation is, you guys don't start trouble. It's cool. Once in a while you get a couple people act up, but that's because they drank too much or whatever. You got to handle it. But like I said, it's like once every few months. It's not even like, I mean, George, how often do you have to actually kick somebody out of the club you work at?
How often?
I mean, let me think. I would say, like you said, I would say maybe like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
like every 3 weeks, maybe like a fight or something. Like every 3 weeks, every month, like maybe a small fight. Some group of girls, maybe a group of girls or guys, a small fight. But every like 3 weeks, though, every month, maybe somebody gets kicked out. One person. Fridays are usually because they drink too much because of the egos and everything happens in the club. But yeah,
exactly. It's because they drank too much. It's like but it's like it's never about Butera. I mean, it's never about booze.
Liquor.
Yeah,
they can't handle the liquor.
Exactly. It's like the only time we ever have problems is when young guys come in, they have a little too much to drink.
They're like ass and titties.
Yeah. like I said, our generation we're a bunch of assholes. Your generation is awesome. I love dealing with your generation.
You got to put them in a place.
Yeah.
It's good to know. It's good to know because I think a lot of people would probably associate like a lot of shit probably breaks out at clubs. So it's good to know, for sure. Like, but it makes sense, right? Like you're surrounded by ass and like tits. It's like that's what's not to be like in a good mood about. You know what I mean? Like unless
Exactly.
unless you're drinking too much, like you said. Some people just have those tendencies. I feel when they drink, they start to get a little violent. They start to try to fight people. Everybody's different of how they act when they drink, but certain people have that in them where they start drinking and they start trying to want to fight everybody.
Like I said, that was my generation. I really don't see it in your generation at all, and that's a blessing. I mean,
Exactly.
you guys, your generation's awesome, and that's why I don't mind like dealing with you guys at all. My generation, though, I'll tell you what, the only problem we ever have is when the guys come in over 40, and they come in. Those are the guys we have a problem with. We never have a problem with anybody in their 30s or their 20s. It's always the guys in their 40s or 50s. Those are the fucking assholes. I mean, those are the guys who come in and like expect, the free lap dance or or give the girl $1 to, whatever, it's just, it's, like I said, your generation's awesome. My generation, assholes.
That's an interesting dynamic. I wonder why. I wonder what the reason is. Why it's such a big difference. That's interesting, for sure.
I mean, my generation is just a bunch of dickheads. That's just how it is,
Yeah. I guess they think like now they're like the OGs at the club. They walk in, they expect to be like treated just like right away.
I know what. Yeah, I know it is, bro. The old generation, it was more wild back then. The game was harder in the 90s and 80s and 2000s. Those guys like Mike's age and now, they're cool. They understand. They can put you down. They're on an OG level. The new guys, they're either more fucked up, like what you hear in the music and all that, and these drill rappers and everybody else talk about killing everybody, smoking it up, mama this and that, your girl, blah, 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 all that fuckery that we hear. Or they're just really cool. They're just like people like, maybe guys like in our generation, or younger too, possibly. They're technologically savvy. They're cool. They get along. They're raised right. So it depends. But yeah, I know people are wild. You don't see people and kids mosh pitting. What's up, son, motherfucker? Ba boo, ba boo. No one mosh pits anymore, Everybody's kind of, I mean, the older guys do, but, you got to be from the Eminem era, the Dr. Dre era, the era from back in the day, the fucking Insane Clown Posse era, or something like that. Or back in, when, like, again, the clubs, like, throw you out, break the door with you, shut the fuck up, get out the door. Now they're trying to be more, because it's like, if people are scared of the laws, culture,
well, yeah,
like, everybody, they want to make everybody, everything seems more sensitive, yeah. Sensitize everything. Yep.
The reason why we got away with so much is because there's no cell phones around.
Shows. Everybody's sensitive. It's cool and all that, but you got to see,
Yeah, absolutely. What were you saying there, Mike? Sorry.
The reason why we got away with so much when we were just dickhead kids is because like there was no cell phones around. Like your generation, you guys grew up with like all filming each other. Like, every time I turn around, like if guys in the club start arguing or something, everyone's got their phones out. They're like, oh, and I'm like, what the fuck you can get away with? You can get away with shit.
They're like, World Star?
Yeah, exactly. That's that dumb shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. Back in my day, like when we were kids, there was no phone, so people would all jump on one dude and beat the shit out of him, or everybody beat the shit out of each other and be done with, But like I said, now it's like people barely get smacked,
Now everybody's an op, and now everybody's like an op, and everybody's kind of getting involved in business that really isn't theirs. Like it's like
yeah, exactly.
Two guys are fighting. That's on them. That's their business. You know what I mean? No sense in jumping in.
Or just send them outside and let them handle it, and let them come back in. That's the way it used to be at Mecaj and shit.
And that's how most guys are. They fight, then they shake hands. It's over. Like that's usually how it is with men. That's how guys handle it. It's done. All right, cool. Like let's move forward.
Exactly. Yeah.
But nowadays, yeah, you're right. It's a different generation. You gotta really watch what you're doing because at any moment someone could pull out a phone and be recording you. So you gotta even watch what you say because it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays.
I know someone that caught a felony because he would he punched somebody and they caught it on camera, and he got stuck with he got charged with a felony. The guy deserved to get punched. They didn't get that part on camera, but they got him punching somebody.
It's always who it is. They get the guy who reacts, not the guy who starts it. See, that's always how it is. Majority of the time.
Got that right.
Majority of the time.
Right.
Even in sports, like somebody gets a penalty for something. Boom, who is it? It's the guy who starts it first that doesn't get seen. It's the guy that throws the hit back that gets the call. So it's like that's just how it is. That's just unfortunately how it is. But nowadays with phones, like even just saying something the wrong way, if you have a platform for something, like say you got a big podcast and they can try to get you canceled because of saying something that they don't agree with, even though like you don't have to agree with what everybody says. Your opinion doesn't have to be somebody else's.
What happened to George? Did we lose him?
I think he's still there. I think his camera's just off. George, you there? He's a little delayed too. Oh, there he is.
I'm sorry, guys. A second. I'm sorry.
You're good, man.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just saying.
I probably missed like a couple or everything.
Yeah, we were just saying how easy it is to like cancel people nowadays. Like as like with people pulling out phones and stuff. I know we've talked about this a lot of times on here. I'm sure you can relate, George.
Yeah, we definitely, bro. That's a fact, man. That's a bar these days. Like people don't talk about songs. I think that people are away a lot more these days, bro, and they see everything because everything, you can't really camera, so you can try to show proof or frame people, scripts, so it's just different. Yeah, then people try to definitely cancel you and use it against you, even for the dumbest reasons. But knowing that somebody else, but they're okay with it doing it, they'll cancel the baby way quicker than Taylor Swift. And let's be clear, that's a fact. So
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
it's whatever fits.
But the world has changed.
The narrative.
Yeah, I agree with you. Whatever fits the agenda, yes.
Yeah, we were just saying cell phones have just caused that. It makes people. You got to watch what you say and watch what you do because you're always being watched.
Yeah, some asshole out there fucking ready to film you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Like, I use this phone for looking at naked bitches. I can't believe. I just tried showing you guys a picture. Some girl from Cali just sent me a picture of herself, and I can't even show it to you guys. Every time I do it, just here. Hold on, let me try to get it up there again. Just naked bitch at. Come on. There we go.
See, it doesn't want to work. That's how it is.
YouTube censored them. They're like we got YouTube's tapping in.
Oh, absolutely.
It's already censored everything. They shut it down. It's a YouTube thing going on, and I don't know. This is a good episode. It's a fun episode.
For real. Yeah.
Yeah, you know me. George, you know me. Wherever I go, I gotta talk shit, man. You know me. Come on.
Hey, man, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, of course. It's on a to-do list. It's just a must. Yeah.
Exactly.
My man, shout out to Mike. Mike definitely knows to talk about Vegas trips between Mike and my man from my club, from Joe Vic. These motherfuckers can fucking sell fucking water, sand, and peanuts to a camel in Vegas, parked with cars.
Speaking of Vegas, we got a trip coming up. We're gonna be going to Vegas soon.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I'm going with one of the girls. We're gonna do an episode. We're gonna do like two or three episodes of two girls and a schmuck out in Vegas in a couple months, and two porn stars and a stripper out there.
Yo, let's go. I'll have to tune in for that one. I'm going to tune in to that one for sure.
Tune in. You guys should just show up. It'd be a good time.
Yo, for real.
I'll watch that one, of course.
Especially here we go. Look at this. See,
yo, for real.
Oh, man, you can't even see this fucking girl.
To-do list.
Wait, hold on.
See if we can see it. Yeah, it's a little tough. It's tough. Like sometimes with the brightness, it's like it's.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's not good. I'll show it to you guys when I see you face to face. You'll love it.
Yeah. YouTube's tapping in. They're like, nope, we can't show it.
I might have seen it already, but okay, definitely gotta check it through.
Vegas, though, that's interesting. Though ironically, I've never been to Vegas. My one buddy, he has a bachelor party next week, but it's out in New Orleans. Because he's been to Vegas multiple times. He wanted to do something new, so he's doing it out in New Orleans next week.
New Orleans, now that sounds like it's gonna be a good time in Vegas. New Orleans is a good place. That's a fun place, man. You guys are gonna have a blast.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Just make sure everybody's camera phones are put away.
Exactly. I know there's certain areas they tell you to avoid too, because they said a lot of crime areas too, just on the outskirts of like Bourbon Street and stuff.
That's everywhere. Come on, man. That's South Street, Philadelphia.
It doesn't matter where you go, right? Marius said YouTube about to cancel you guys with the laughing emoji.
Wait.
Okay. I can see that one.
I took that photo. That's one of our girls.
Nice. Yeah, Marius is like, YouTube about to cancel you guys. Yeah, you're probably right, Marius. They're like, we're coming down.
They might come after us. You never know. Shut down.
Now, YouTube even just tries to get you off music, even though you put disclaimers and stuff. They try to get you for anything. YouTube, it's like weird. It's weird. It's like that's why you have to have like your own music and stuff, non-copyright stuff.
They're very sharp. They're very ready to.
Oh, that one's real bright.
YouTube sucks. Fuck YouTube.
They're always looking to just.
Yeah, exactly. Facebook's the same way. It's like it's tough.
Internet.
Yeah, that's why like certain podcasts, what they do is they yeah, a lot of times what podcasts will do, they'll switch to either Twitch or they'll switch to there's another platform that's like YouTube, but it's different. It's like more people are going to it now. I forget what it's called, but they don't censor you as much compared to YouTube. YouTube is like very like when you're monetized and stuff, it's like they're weird.
Periscope?
It's not Periscope, it's something else. Mario, you know what? Marius probably knows
called Periscope?
Marius watches Fresh and Fit podcast. Marius, what's the name of the new platform that they're dropping out there? I know he's watching right now. Drop that below. There's a platform that they use that's similar to YouTube, but it's not as censored. Yeah, a lot of people have been utilizing that for because YouTube is it's crazy. YouTube, I mean, and Facebook too, but they're probably all around.
Get the fuck out.
Same thing. Same
asshole. He is such an asshole. He's got millions and millions of dollars, and he wants to make sure you don't make a dime. He's a dickhead.
Exactly. So there it is. Rumble. Yeah. It's called Rumble. Marius said it's Rumble. It's becoming a good alternative for YouTube. Yeah. That's what I've been hearing about Rumble.
Well, here, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, Rumble. It's like a streaming platform. I'm gonna do the same.
Oh, absolutely. This is exactly. This is we're gonna run the Two Girls and a Schmuck stuff at. I love it already.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like the first thing you see that pops up on here is it says, "Have you ever seen a pregnant Asian woman?" Like it's the first thing that pops up on here. That's how you can tell. It's like content that like you can probably get away with talking about that YouTube kind of censors you on, which is good. So it's George, we'll have to hook Rumble up through here too, just in case. Once you get monetized, you can shift to like Rumble, so at least you'll be able to stay monetized.
Yeah, you guys should definitely move over to Rumble. Holy shit. I love this. I love this site already.
Yeah, there you go.
Who suggested this? Marcius?
So it's pronounced Marius, but he I know one of the podcasts that he watched it's called the Fresh and Fit podcast. They utilize it a lot of times because they talk about like red pill content. It's like that alpha content and stuff, and it's like a lot of the shit that a lot of people are very, very like sensitive to. Like they get offended by it, so it's like a lot of that. They talk a lot of real shit though. So it's like the thing is a lot of people don't like that, especially a lot of women don't like that content. So what they do is like it's very censored on YouTube. So what they do is they switch over to Rumble when the conversation gets a little I guess more intense. And they bring girls on the show too. They usually have a panel on their after hour shows of about 8 women.
Really?
Yeah, that's called the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Yeah, they got the women,
Yep. And they have those after hours. They're actually based in downtown Miami. They have a studio in downtown Miami.
It's online right now. It's a Miami. Yeah, a Miami podcast.
Yeah, we were down in Miami.
They got a big name for themselves.
I don't know if George told you. We were down in Miami back in November. We were actually only a block from the studio, to be honest, where we were in downtown Miami. Down in good old Miami.
Yeah, that's right. We were there in November for like 5 days.
Yeah. And Miami's a good nightlife scene too.
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't get arrested?
Always bring the hot girls.
Fortunately not.
I went to last time I went to Miami with 2 friends. They ended up in Cuba, and I ended up having to like try to find my way home. It was incredible. One of the best weeks of my life.
Hell yeah, it's a good time down there. It's a good time.
Sounds like a movie, bro.
Yeah, well, they were both
Another
Russian,
fucking
so
script for a movie or something. It's amazing. That's how it was for us. It was actually very good.
yeah.
Oh
Well,
God, it got worse. Russians and Albanians in Miami. Southern.
stop. I love Russians, man. Like they think it's such a bad rap, but dude, I'll tell you what. If you want to have a good time and you want to party, make sure you go hang out with a couple Russian dudes. All right, listen, because it doesn't matter what movie you've seen or what story you heard. The best time ever, if you just want to go out, cut loose, just have the greatest memories ever, go with a Russian. Go to Vegas with a Russian. Go to and if you can find a Russian girl, that's even better because they keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they definitely keep their mouth shut.
That's true. It's something we don't talk about.
In Russian, and a guy that speaks Yiddish.
Yeah.
Go with the chicks and a Russian guy.
Nice.
No, that's what he's at, though. It's fucking paradise out there, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Miami. Every single time I go, I have a good time. So it's chilling out there, man. It's nice. It's always a great time. Because, I mean, there's so much to do. There's shit to do always at night, and there's shit to do during the day. No matter what time of day it is, there's always something to do in Miami.
That's like Vegas.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never been to Vegas, but I've heard the same thing.
You'll love it. Go to Vegas. You'll love it. You'll get addicted. You'll get addicted like, you won't want to ever go anywhere else. I'm thinking about moving there.
There you go. My old manager, I think he has a timeshare in Vegas, but he's always going out to Vegas. He's always in Atlantic City too, but he said
we got to go to Atlantic City.
Yeah, but I hear AC's like it's not comparable as much to like Vegas, but
Gotta go to AC.
I know in Vegas.
No, AC's just a lot smaller. AC's a lot smaller.
Yeah, of course. I know. He said his 2 favorite things to ever do
in New York too.
were like, like he did a cruise one time. He never ever thought that he would ever like a cruise. He's like, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do on a boat? But he's like, it's like a moving. Like they have casinos on the boat, they have water parks. It's like crazy. Like you don't even know you're on a boat when you're on a cruise. And then he said his number one thing to go like for vacation is Vegas. Like that's where he loves to be in Vegas. So that's his spot. He's also a big gambler too. He's a big poker player. So it's going to be his favorite spot. He loves it.
Unfortunately, I don't like to gamble too much because I never win. But I just like chasing girls. I mean, like that Vegas is a spot if you just want to go and like hang out and like you can sit at a bar and just meet so many girls within 2 or 3 hours. You just have great conversations with them.
Literally.
You know what I mean? So, like, everybody wants to talk, blah, 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 and let them run their fucking mouths and do whatever fuck you want. You know what I mean? It's just a good time.
Of course.
God bless Vegas.
Of course, because they're out there to let their hair down, too. You know what I mean? They're out there to have a good time. They're out there to have a fucking good time. That's what they're out there for. I mean, let's be realistic. You ain't going to Vegas if you're trying to have a good time.
Exactly.
I don't know people that are saying, "Let me bring my family to Vegas." Like
they're just there to escape problems and just have fun, get fucked up, train.
It's not a place where you take the kids. Absolutely not.
You gotta be a little more, have fun there, drink.
Yeah,
it's definitely PG-13. It's definitely PG-13, guys. It's not what you want to bring the youngers. It's not what you want to show them.
I'll tell you what though, like if you're looking for like women, a lot of nice women out in Dominican Republic too. Like I've been to Dominican Republic to Punta Cana. That's what I'm saying. You go out there to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, or anywhere, Santo Domingo, but like it's a nice scene out there. And they're always partying too. There's parties 7 days a week. You go to the resorts and stuff, 7 days a week of parties.
I am totally addicted to South American girls. And Dominica's, oh my God. Oh Lord. Let me tell you. If you go to my Facebook page or you go to my, whatever the other page is, it's always the tan Johns are everywhere, and I love them. You say Dominica, dude. Oh God, let me find one for you right now. You're gonna die when you see her. Hold on.
Like just Latino women in general. They're some of the most beautiful women in the world.
You got that right. I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna argue that at all.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's amazing.
I'll tell you what, you guys just go to my Instagram page and look at all the people I follow and just stalk those girls. You'll love them.
Latinas, period.
Great asses, great legs. Oh, like this one right here. Here we go. Here's one.
Back. Yeah, you got
There
some
you go.
hair. Your
There
pictures
you
are
go.
amazing, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, game winner.
Exactly. Exactly.
Say,
Yeah,
bro,
man.
yo,
That's what
see him
I told
live,
George.
man.
I'm like, you gotta.
Trust me,
I
if I
told
got
George.
to live with something, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, Dominican Republic. It's nice.
It's pretty fun.
It's nice out there
It's pretty
for sure. You'll have a good time.
I'd say
So-
anywhere in South America.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I've never been to like any of the countries in South America, but yeah, I'm sure.
For that
it's
matter,
beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. There you go.
Oh yeah.
There you
Oh,
So man, so we do
No.
all day, every day.
go. All day, every day.
It's like we breathe.
Vanilla John.
Mike, in this life. I mean, it's fun. Yeah. Just
Exactly.
all day, every day. Just see it live. Just you can never get tired of
What?
it. I mean, just you
What?
get a little
What?
annoyed every now and then, but you never get tired. You just want to like work, make money, and just look at everything beautiful.
Exactly. Ooh, nice.
That's all day.
she's a Latin girl. She's from she's
Crazy.
she's Puerto Rican.
There you go. Puerto Rican women, beautiful.
Fire to 'em.
Yo, what's the name? Mike, check this out. So one of the girls actually hit me up. It's fun. She's like, I'm not at work and stuff, but just let me for free.
Wait, what happened?
You know, I'll tell you later.
What happened, George?
Tell me later.
All the time. She's always. One of the girls called me. She wanted to come in the Lila's just to chill, you know. So I looked out for her. I made a call or two. You know, I wasn't there though. She had called me twice, but once I answered. One time I didn't answer. And I was like, I'm off. I said, but let me see if I could help you out and get you without pain, let her cover. So, you know, pull some strings. I call somebody. They're able, you know, to help her out, whatever. But she's a stripper. She works at your spot, but she came by. You know, they like to come by. They like hit me up sometimes. I be trying to tell them, yo, come out to a party. I got a party with me. Me and like 12 chicks, you know, and I bring you guys with me and cozy and we good.
I'm
It'd
in.
be fun though.
I'm all
It'd
in.
be fun, man.
Yeah. Even like
the party or not.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I know
even
you're
down,
definitely in,
even when you're down like somewhere like Miami or something, there's always parties going on. Like George, who were you talking to when you were down there? You and Marius were talking to what was it, the Norwegian girls right down in Miami, and there was like a rooftop party or something. Would you meet like two girls from Norway, right?
Yeah.
Down in Miami. There's always people looking for like that's what I'm saying. You can always find parties. Just talk to people, and they have a rooftop pool party.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Miami's open like that. Miami can meet anybody. It's very diverse. I love Miami.
Welcome to
We gotta go back,
Miami.
bro.
Fucking
Yes,
Cuba,
sir.
man. Fucking Cuban girls, dude. Fucking Cuban girls are the fucking truth, dude. Holy shit. Like, they are just like, they just,
They're all
when they
over.
walk in, you just know they're fucking just a bunch of bad fucking bitches, man. They're fucking just Cuban girls, Puerto Rican girls, all the girls from the islands down there. Oh my God. Oh my God. They drive me nuts. They walk in and you just know where they're from instantly. They don't have to
They're
talk.
lovely.
They got that walk to them, man. They just like, oh, that swagger is so hot, man. It's too hot. Too hot.
You already know the vibe of where they're from.
Oh,
Just by that.
absolutely. Just
Just by
watch
the
them
body
walk in.
language. Exactly. Just by the body language.
God, bro.
Oh, what is this?
Can never be duplicated. Can never be done.
Yes, sir.
Never get tired of them. There's just something about them. You know, imitated. Yeah, the Cubans. Miami's full of Cubans, bro. Cubans, Puerto Ricans too, but Cubans.
Yeah.
You know,
Dante asked me to put him on a pod, but I mean, I'm actually gonna have to wrap up soon. So we're over the hour mark. It's up to you if you want to have him come on, but I know I'm in a couple of minutes. I was gonna try to. Do you want to bring him on, George? Or are you gonna hang out for a little bit?
Well, guys, I gotta get going. I gotta do my beer order and stuff.
I'm
So
gonna hang out for a few.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I was going to say. We're towards the end, like the hour mark. Yeah, Dante, if you would have wrote a little earlier, I would have brought you on.
Yeah, never
man.
now. Next time, Dante. Next time.
Yeah, next time we'll bring you on. Sorry, brother.
all right, guys.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah, yo, Mike, it was great to
Next
meet
time,
you, man.
Keep
I'll have to stop by
watching,
show
but
and
next
tell, man,
time,
so
we got
we
you,
can
we
have
got you.
Absolutely, yeah. Whenever you guys come down, like you're my guest.
We
Promise
appreciate
you.
you being here.
All right, guys. I'm
Take care,
out.
Mike. Great to meet you. Great to meet you, brother.
All right,
bro.
Later, Mike.
So it's me.
Good to meet you.
So, yeah, so it's me and you, man. We can wrap up in a second.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Okay.
I would have. Dante, I would have brought you on, brother, but we were like right at that mark, and I honestly don't. I can't really stay on much longer, to be honest. So we've already been on for an hour and 5 minutes. Had it been earlier, I would have brought you in, man. But next episode, man, or if there's any of these topics, any of these topics again, like if you're interested.
Yeah.
What did he say? He said, okay, just wanted to say it might be Jimmy time. Jimmy time. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next time, like I said, man, it's not a lot of time, but had you called a little earlier or a little earlier, as far as on the comments, we probably could have. Next time, you will be nice, but whoever you mean, we'll just tune in the beginning. But today was a good episode, though. It was definitely a lot of information. Good. Mike definitely had listened to Mike in his time, and the knowledge he's brought in. He definitely sounds good. He said a couple times.
Yo, Mike's an interesting dude, man. He's raw. I like it, dude. I like his attitude.
Yeah, he is. He's raw. He might do something from Vegas. Yeah. He might do some podcasts from Vegas, some from Jersey or EC. But Mike is what you see is what you get. He's very to the point, raw, censored. You know what I mean? Not none of the. I'm sorry, uncensored. Not too much censored this and that, or oh, I can't say this. He went to go raw, and it's exactly what he talked about.
Exactly.
And if if you watch his show, you would know that he does the same thing.
Right, and I was gonna say, guys, check out Mike's podcast if you're tuning in a little late. You want to check out at the below, down below underneath the Mike's podcast. It's called Two Girls and One Schmuck Podcast.
Yeah.
Essentially, what they're doing right now is they're in revamp mode. They're gonna be revamping, and they're gonna kind of be out back on the market in about a month. And in about 2 months, Mike's actually gonna be doing a live episode from Las Vegas. I think he's gonna have stripper on there. He's gonna have some strippers on. It's gonna be apparently a good time. So
and he's doing an episode for Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do some live ones. Check it out, guys.
Yeah. With that being said, I was gonna say
longer, bro.
Yeah, I can't really hang out too much longer, unfortunately. We can wrap up right now. I was going to say, I wanted to give a shout out to Rob LaVenture, returning guest, was on last week. Last week, what we did was we talked about what did we cover last week? We covered let me see. What did we cover with Rob last week? We
covered when you don't do as well, you get depressed, and you kind of
Yeah. Why we feel so guilty.
But also, it's okay to fail and feel right, unachieved or guilty. Yep. It was a good one.
Yeah. Essentially, why we feel guilty when we're not taking action in life. That's essentially what the episode was on last week. Yeah. So, guys, I will. If this was like a actual recorded video, I'll put some time cards up top so you can just click the link. But guys, you can always go back. Episode 128 was on that. Rob, great dude. Rob's a hardworking guy and one of my hardest working boys. Like the dudes that I'm surrounded by. I know Rob's crushing it. So he understands. Balance is important, but at the same time, shouldn't always feel guilty for everything. But yeah, Dante, all good, brother. I saw your text too. We'll get you on another episode, man. Whatever you're interested in, just ahead of time. Yeah, we usually go live around 6:30ish. We were actually a little late tonight, but that being said, if we have, I always say people can come on if time allocates, but Mike, like me, obviously couldn't hang around. So that being said, I'm ready to wrap up, man.
Gotta wrap it up soon.
Just a heads up, guys. Just a heads up. We may be doing an episode on Wednesday next week because I'm actually going to be out. I'm going to be out of the city from Thursday to the following Monday, so I will not be here. So I won't be able to do an episode on Thursday next week, but I may be able to do an episode on Wednesday with me and George. Will talk about that behind the scenes to kind of get that squared away. But if you see episode 130, it'll be on Wednesday next week, most likely. That being said, I think we're good to kind of wrap this thing up, bro. You have any final closing comments? Any closing comments, brother, before we wrap up? Good.
And I want to say just have a good weekend. And just have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday. That's all to say.
Exactly. Check out our Facebook pages too, guys. We got some clips from. We'll put some on Instagram too. Of we were out on the boat on this past Saturday, Memorial Day weekend. So the podcast was out. Locked In Nation was out on the boat. So we'll post some good content for you guys.
Yep.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week for episode 130.
Definitely, guys. So we appreciate you guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Peace.
Peace, peace, peace. Let me play the outro.
Good night.
Play the outro.